The way these housemates are shocked about Neo being in the bottom four, I'm beginning to wonder how it would have been if they knew that he had the least votes, or maybe if it was like the normal voting system and Neo had gone home. The shocker would have been mad. Although I don't blame them, because I was really shocked. Like, how does somebody move from being in the top 8 to having the least votes? I can't still understand it. Is it that maybe that first week they were using, or he just dropped some amount of money that they used to vote for him for the first week and second week, so people were thinking that okay, he has so much fan base. I was super shocked. I'm sure some of you guys were also shocked. So right now, it's a new regime, it's a new week, a new head of house has been chosen. Kiddwaya is the new head of house, and he chose Tolani Badge as deputy head of house.
Repeat your choice.
Tolani Badge.
So all the other housemates are up for possible evictions. As usual, I'd like to know who you are voting for. Let me know who you are voting for in the comment section. I'll try to see if I can support a few people from those mentioned in the comment section, because I just decided I'm not going to do like any specific vote for anybody, but if you guys mention any name, I'll try and see if I can like put in 1 or 2 votes for the person. So let's talk about everything that happened in the house today. But before I go into details, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so that you can get notified each time I post a video. Just hit the bell. So today the mood in the house was just plain. People were not really like gingered or anything because of the Neo stuff. The Neo stuff really got to everybody, even Neo. Even Neo himself was very surprised that he was among the least 4. So it touched everybody, and they were like kind of gingered to participate in the head of house games. Everybody was so pumped, like, oh, this head of house games, I must win it, because if I don't win it, I'll most likely be up and I might now be among the bottom 4. Because the way it is now is as if Neo is like somebody that they did not see at all. It's like Oga Pata Pata of the house, and they're like, if Neo can be in the bottom 4, then nobody is safe. So today everybody just gingered. They were gingering themselves as if the game is not a game of luck. I'm like, even if you guys ginger, at the end of the day, it's a thing of luck. Before Kiddwaya played, Brighto had the highest score, and I actually really wanted it for him. Like, I was just curious to see who he was going to pick as his deputy head of house. That's why I wanted Brighto to win. But Kiddwaya now came and won, and it was already pretty obvious that he was going to pick Tonali Badge, because he already had the discussion with Erica yesterday night about who he was going to pick if he wins the head of house, and they both agreed that he would pick Tolani Badge, because Tolani Badge is a friend now. So it's kind of like, okay, if you get that position, since you can't save me, then please save my friend. That was the way the discussion went. And I know that if not for like Erica's influence, he would have chosen Nengi. If this was like maybe last week, or say 2 weeks from now, he would have chosen Nengi, because him and Nengi, they are very close. So for Tolani Badge now coming to the picture, and Erica is not telling him to save Tolani Badge instead, then there has to be some form of likeness there. The way it is now, it's almost as if Kiddwaya is like falling for Erica. Or in fact, when it comes to people in Nigeria couples, I don't usually know whatever it is, but from what we are seeing, it's almost as if Kiddwaya is trying to change a lot of things for Erica. So this evening, after they finished the head of house task, after Kiddwaya won, they went inside. Everybody was just on their own. Big Brother gave Kiddwaya a secret task. When he called him into the diary room, when they finished having their discussion, he chose his deputy head of house. Big Brother said, okay, that he's going to give him a secret task, that this week Big Brother is going on vacation, and he's not going to like address the housemates or say anything to them this week. But that the way Kiddwaya will know that he has something for him is he's going to ring a bell. Then Kiddwaya will now go to the head of house room. Sorry, he will now go to the diary room and then get whatever message Big Brother has for them. So we are going to be hearing Big Brother's voice this week. The housemates are not going to also be hearing his voice. But the hard part of the task is that Kiddwaya is not going to tell anybody in the house that what Big Brother told him. So that's his secret task. That part will be hard, because I'm sure Erica maybe from later, Erica is going to ask him and he will feel like telling. But let's see how he's going to like handle it. Biggie said if he doesn't tell anybody, if he is successful with keeping it a secret, then he's going to give him something by the end of his regime. So let's just see how it goes, and let's even see how Big Brother wants to do his vacation. Is he now saying that the diary sessions, there's not going to be any diary session? Yeah, I think he said there will be no diary sessions or anything. But let's just see how it's going to be, because I know that once he rings the bell and Kiddwaya goes there, the housemates will be wondering, say, Kiddwaya, what is up? What discussion do you people have that you're not telling us? Then after they did everything, Big Brother now even gave them a briefing and divided them into different groups and said that the way they are divided, they're going to have secret tasks for the week, during the week. So I don't know, at this point I feel like they might not even have any wager task, because this one that they're not giving them secret tasks, and up until this point they've not announced that they've not announced what their wager task for the week is going to be. So it might be that secret task. It's almost like maybe Big Brother is going to give each of them a secret task this week, and that's what's going to be funny, because you know, when you tell this person a secret, you tell this person a secret, tell almost everybody a secret, so everybody is now feeling special, like, oh, I have one secret that Big Brother is keeping with me, and you don't know that the next person also has a secret, and everybody has a secret, and then everybody just keeping that secret from each other. Well, let's just watch and see how everything is going to go. Then after everything, WATHONI and Laycon, they were outside talking. Laycon brought up the matter about Erica going to meet Praise to complain to him, to talk to him about the fact that Laycon has been ignoring her completely. I think Erica greeted Laycon and Laycon did not answer, and then Erica told Praise about it. So I don't even know what brought up the conversation. As I when they took us to where they were outside talking about it, I shall know that Laycon was telling WATHONI about it, about what Erica said to Praise. So he was just complaining like, it's not something she's supposed to take personally. If I don't want to answer her, I'm not going to answer her. He was just saying different things. I don't even know what brought up the complaint. I don't know whether it's because Kiddwaya won the head of house stuff, and then, you know, maybe just the general anger that, oh, Kiddwaya again, from America's Kiddwaya. So maybe that's what made him bring up the talk. I don't know. But as I was talking to WATHONI about it, WATHONI was like, she's the wrongest person that she should be telling. This what do they call it? Laycon and WATHONI's bond is getting stronger. I feel like Laycon wants to like make her his bestie, or just start something close with her, but she's just trying to be all like that. So she now said that she's the wrongest person that she should be telling this kind of thing, that she's trying to avoid anything that has to do with Erica. She doesn't want to talk about anything that has to do with Erica because of their issue, and that the fact that she's even still seeing her in the house, that everything is just annoying her, because she has to go to the parlor. She goes to the parlor, she'll see her. She goes to the kitchen, she'll see her. You know how it is now in the house, you cannot really avoid anybody. So if you have problems with somebody, you are doing yourself, especially if the person has forgotten the problem. You are really doing yourself. That's what I've noticed in this house. So if you don't know how to let go of things, it's going to really affect, because you're going to legit see the person every day. And now that Kiddwaya is now even the head of house, and Erica is now acting like the deputy head of house, I'm going to get to that, so WATHONI is going to see her more. WATHONI was not saying that, that the fact that she's even seeing herself, she's like tired of everything, that she wants to even, in fact at this point she feel like she should even be going home. That on Sunday she even felt like, you know, Big Brother should just they should just call her, let her even be going. At this point she's even tired. That she was just saying, she complaining. Someone that saying, I don't want to talk about the Erica's issue. You were not talking about the team and now talking ill of her. She now said that Erica should go and apologize to her son. That at this point, that the only thing that can maybe solve the matter is if that Erica has to apologize to her son, but she's not even going to see her son, so there's no need.
I thought she has to. She should apologize to my son, and guess what? She can't see him. So it is what it is.
So it just made me think back. I'm like, okay, let me rewind to that day. What exactly happened? Like, I know that Erica mentioned her son, but the way that this whole matter has been blowing up, you would think that she said, oh, your son is maybe something, or you think that she like legit faced her son and insulted her son, but that's not what happened. I can remember her saying something like, think of your son, like, act your age. You're 29, you should act your age and think of your son. And Erica mentioned this when WATHONI WATHONI mentioned her own son like 3 times. She's like, I have a son that I have to take care of. I don't have time for this. You know, I have a son. She said it like 3 times. And obviously that's like you're having an argument with somebody. Whatever you throw at the person, it's probably that the person is either the person going to throw it back at you, or maybe look for something else. And that's exactly what happened in that situation. So I don't see why she's making it like an exclusive deal, as if, or maybe she just legit insulted her son personally. Maybe it's because of the fact that the other housemates that were there escalated the issue. Because I know Nengi, when initially she said, Nengi was like, no, you don't do that, don't bring her son. Why did she bring your son into it and stuff? You know, when you're fighting and then somebody now escalates, like, okay, somebody is insulting you, another person will now come and say, how will you be watching that they'll be insulting you like that kind of thing, and before you know, you just be ginger to fight back, even if you didn't even have the ginger before. But someone will be like, how can you just be sitting out there and fight? So that's how it sounded. V was like, no, if she tries that, if it's me, I'm going to, I think she even said she was going to hit her. If she was the one, she would hit her. So V and Nengi just made the matter, like, you know, then WATHONI too carried it on top of her head. Since then, she has been carrying it till now. Even Nengi and V that talked about it, they've probably forgotten about it. So they're just talking outside. Lekon just talked his own and they left. Then as for this new head of house regime now, Kiddwaya has brought new rules to the house. He now said they have to be eating together. These housemates, they're the most hilarious set ever. Like, for the first time, I like the fact that we're seeing something different too. Like, you don't even know what to expect. For every week that any new person is head of house, the person will just do something that's just very hilarious. Now, Kiddwaya has come with, they have to eat together. Even houses that you have siblings, they don't gather on the dining to eat together, or you wait that, let everybody cook, or let one more person cook and everybody eat. So it's not a house where you have like 15 people that you know, we should come together, peace and harmony. That peace and harmony that he's trying to form is not going to happen with this thing that he's doing. Say, you want it's what? What are you talking about? Like, he even said, like, the fact that he said it onto, like, he want peace and harmony. He wants to, like, at least he said he liked the way they were the first week, the way they were eating together and stuff. The fact that that's his reason for wanting them to eat together, it doesn't really make sense. Me, I feel like the only reason that they need to come together and cook together this week, like, if somebody's cooking, then that's what, maybe highest to 2 different meals for that morning. Then the afternoon, not that you just come, somebody will just come take chicken and eat, because that's how they were doing the first week. But that first week they had so much, but now they don't have so much. They had just 700 BB coins to shop, or like last week that they had 2,000 BB coins. So it's like bringing your money down by 3 or something. So this week they don't have as much. So the only way they can now survive through this week is if they are able to ration their food, cooking, and not just say because you want to eat chicken now, midnight to come and eat chicken. So that's the only reason I feel like they should cook together, but not eat together. It's not, you now finish cooking, everyone now come together and now be doing peace and harmony on the dining table. Nah, it doesn't work like that. Then what now made it more complicated is the fact that it's almost as if Erica now came in to like take over right now Erica is acting like the deputy head of house, basically. Because the way she was now so involved in the whole thing. It's like, okay, they'll deliberate, then maybe he will now use that to come and tell the house this, that. Even when they were sharing work, the work that Erica was telling Kiddwaya that she wants to do the garden work. He was now saying that no, that he has already told the housemates that it's going to be a random selection. You know, the normal thing, they just pick papers and stuff. She was like, you're the head of house, you know, you should be able to tell them what it is, not like they'll influence your decision. Don't allow them to influence your decision. But like, that's exactly what she was doing. I don't see how people don't understand, like, you're being hypocritical when you're doing something and saying that, don't allow this to happen, because you're telling him something, your own decision, what you want, and you expect him to like take it, and you're now still advising him, don't allow them to influence your decision. So it just sounded somehow. And she's the same person that last week she was like, Kid was trying to form head of house. Kid was trying to take over her position and everything, trying to be the head of house, and she had to like remind him that she put him there and stuff. So it's just a bit hypocritical. But she just told him she just wanted to retain her garden stuff. So I think he now talked it out with her that he find a way. They later all picked their various positions that they are going to clean, and I don't know how they are going to settle their cleaning tomorrow. So after everything, Erica was now cooking in the kitchen, and some of the housemates were outside. Some were complaining. Praise was complaining. He was not making it seem like, oh, okay, we don't have boo now. You know, when you cook, if you're eating together and stuff, maybe somebody that has boo now maybe put more food for their boo, or when they go to the dining, they will not eat together. You now see some people coupled of eating together and stuff. So he was now sharp complaining to Kiddwaya that he doesn't like this new process. At some point, he was like, Katrina, I miss you. I'm like, obviously. Even Prince was now shouting, Katrina, I miss you. Lekon too was shouting, Katrina, I miss you. Please, they should just give Lekon food, please. Lekon has lost a lot of weight in that house. And Lekon is one of the housemates that I hardly see eating. I don't know whether he even eats. So now that he wants to eat food, they should just give him, even if they want to starve everybody, they should just give him food. Like, let him just put on some weight. So Lekon was just there. They were just all complaining. V was also complaining bitterly. No, V started complaining after they cooked. So what happened was that Eka made food. I think some other person made food in the house also, but Eka made stew with meat and everything. And then while she was making the food, Kiddwaya came to the kitchen, and the next thing they started doing love inside the kitchen. And this was the most funny scene. They were doing love inside the kitchen, and some of the housemates were standing by the corner. Also, Neo, Dorothy, Chikiti, Abi, yeah, those other ones. They were just standing like.
Okay, cool.
Hey, there's nothing we must see in this River house. It's just hilarious at this point. So when they finished cooking now, they now shared food for everybody, I think. Then at this point, Erica now whispered, Erica now told somebody, they now did something coded, and Erica took the food to head of house room. That's what now caused problem. V was now talking about that. Why would you take food to the head of house room? Erica was now saying, I think Erica said something like, oh, I can't remember the excuse she gave, but I think the person I heard them explaining the matter, I've been talking about it, was Kiddwaya, saying that it's for tomorrow now. It was like, it's for tomorrow now. And they're like, okay, why will you go and keep it inside head of house room? And they're saying that it's for tomorrow. Or like, why does it have to be in head of house room? So I don't even know the excuse they gave. But me, I personally feel like they did not plan to do any tomorrow or something. They were just like, oh, okay, this is what I've eaten. Let's go and keep this one in the head of house room. Maybe tomorrow they'll find a way to take from it. I don't know the plan, so it just doesn't make sense. Now, okay, the reason Erica can enter the head of house room now is because Big Brother told them that they are allowed to pick somebody as guest. Like Kiddwaya can have a guest throughout this week in the head of house room. Tolanibat can also have a guest in the head of house room. She now picked Prince, and that's the only person you can have entering the head of house room throughout this week. So it's not like, oh, that place is now where they can be doing. In fact, I don't like this new way. So that's why we now had everything that's happening this night. They took it there. The house scattered. So this whole regime something. Lucy was now outside crying. Tell Lucy, I'm beginning to think that at this point she has OCD. Like, I've been saying this, okay, she probably has OCD or something, but at this point it's now becoming too much. It's almost as if, or let's just say she has a little bit of OCD and she's now very emotional, because the way she has been crying or complaining about one thing or the other, she always, like, almost all her complaints go back to like the fact that, okay, they did not clean, or they cleaned, or there's something that happened that is related to cleaning and did not clean, or misunderstanding, they don't understand her and stuff. So it's always around that line. So she was speaking to Erica this evening. She was crying, talking to her about what happened the first week, and the way they just, after all that Katrina and herself did for them towards the end of the week, they now slandered them for everything. So I was talking, complaining, I was trying to understand. I mean, to an extent, I usually used to understand Lucy. Like, I try to listen to her, give her listening ears. A lot of times, it's not as if she's saying something that's completely rubbish, or like saying something that is out of place. The reason I did not even listen to her like that this night is because they've been advising her for, like, there's always somebody advising her, like, she doesn't need to take everything to heart. You don't need to take like, you need to let go of some things. Don't allow everything to get to you. Prince told her yesterday or so. Then Prince spoke with her again. You need to learn to ignore some things. If you cannot, it's going to affect you. Even if it's not in this big brother house, it's going to affect you outside. Like, you need to try and like be ignoring some things now. Not be every time they like respond to things, especially now that they're living together in peace and harmony. Oh my god. So Tolanibat and Prince, let me talk about them. They were in the parlor discussing, talking about their issues. They always have an issue or the other to settle. You see, Tolanibat and Prince, there's always something. Now, I don't know what even caused the issue, safe that it's all about, oh, why you not showing me much love, or you're showing me much love, or public display of affection, or no public display of affection. So they just talked about different things today. He said he had a dream about something. They just had their normal talk, settled issues, no settled issues. So as they were talking, so I think, you know, got to the point where he was now trying to explain to her that I think he was just trying to make her understand that, oh, it's not her that's a problem, or it's not as if he doesn't really like her or he doesn't want to do anything with her, but he's trying to avoid a situation where he will get to the point where he will now be tempted to like do something extreme in the house, that he doesn't want to like get to that position where maybe him and somebody will not get so intimate. He already vowed before he got into the house that he's not going to have sex with anybody in Big Brother's house, so he doesn't want to get tempted to that point. Although me, I felt like that one was just chalaye, that one was just tough. We know that, okay, let's assume that he made that choice, but I feel like if it's somebody that is really really attracted to, they'll still stay on the same bed. Now, staying on the same bed doesn't mean that you have to like do something, you get, although it's temptation to do something, but I still feel like there's something more. For his own explanation to her, I feel like there's something more. Meanwhile, also has changed the position of his bed. This house means before I was just saying that, oh, at this point they're getting boring, but if you look at it from the point of like this drama is now becoming more interesting, you find out that, okay, there's something more. So Negi's bed is like this. Ozo's bed was like this before. Now Ozo has put the head, he has now turned his bed like this, so it's like straight, and then his own is like this. So his head is here, he's lying down like this, his head is here, and then Nengi is lying down like this. So it's not like, okay, he's coming small, but he knows that he can't just say he wants to stay on the same bed with Nengi or anything. She doesn't want to stay on the same bed with anybody at this point. So he's now coming small, like trying to like get closer. So he puts his face close to where her bed is. And Nengi now, in fact, when she wanted to sleep, she now faced the other side, like she backed him and just slept. I'm like, okay, you see today. In fact, at this point, I even feel like I want her to keep doing what she's doing. She should not even give him face when it comes to that aspect, like, oh, he's looking for intimacy and stuff. She don't answer him because he has a plan. You know, when you say somebody says they don't want relationship, they want friendship, he's now going through that friendship route. It's friendship you want, Abby, let's go through this way. So she was not telling him, you have been brother zoned. So he was not saying that travel better. That money that you gave us that's making Negi to now use the word brother zone, they should come and collect it back. So they just shall have that discussion. I feel like he has a plan, whatever it is that they want to do, that will concern them. So what else will happen in the house today? I don't think I've missed out on anything at this point. I believe I've said so much, said plenty things. So let me know who you are voting for, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you can get notified each time I post a video. Bye guys, love you.